CJ Holmes.
My name is CJ Holmes. I'm a real estate broker in Santa Rosa, independent, and I founded Homeowners for Justice because I am absolutely outraged that all of these foreclosures happen to be fraudulent. We are fighting a massive fraud machine, and it's stealing our homes, kicking us out on the street. 3,400 people now don't have a bed at night. In Sonoma County, give me a break. The fact of the matter is, in '09, I started looking at what's happening with all of these foreclosures. I didn't know, but I could see that our property values were falling. Each month now, I do what I call count the numbers. Right now in California, we have a foreclosure pandemic. This is the number of homes scheduled for foreclosure auction in California just this month in July. Over 72,000 families facing eviction out of their house, the house going back to the bank, and the bank keeping it off the market so they can sell these homes in bulk to hedge funds, which they finance and are going to re-securitize. It is the biggest theft of middle-class wealth in the world, and we need to rise up and stop this. I've printed out just a few of these brochures. They're up here in a holder. And the steps to resolving this crisis, we have 4 more steps to go. The legislature passed SB 900 plus 4 other bills in the Homeowner Bill of Rights. Those are going to be fabulous when they take effect. They are not coming into effect until January 1, 2013. And between now and then, we have over 400,000 families facing foreclosure. We must get Governor Brown to sign a temporary foreclosure moratorium to protect these owners right now. On the handout, on one page are the 4 steps that we need to do to fix this crisis as a people and take our country back. The first one is getting the governor to sign, to issue the foreclosure moratorium. And I have an online petition that you can go to my website, www.hofj.org. It stands for Homeowners for Justice. Sign the petition. It sends him and every legislator in the state an email telling them that you signed this and you want him to stop fraud closures right now so the people can be protected. The second step we must take is prosecution. This is an exact copy, it's an big one, it's an exploded copy of a forged document. Have you ever heard the term robo-signing? Robo-signing means forgery. They forge these documents and they use them to foreclose. That's why I call them fraud closures. Now guess who forged this one? Pite Duncan. If you go to my homepage at hofj.org, and about halfway down, you will see the name Pite Duncan under the list, and these are the names because it starts with, why can't the people get justice? And the answer is 14 published documents of all of the vested interest and buyout and payoffs of our federal government. And then I said, and these are their names. And you can see exactly who they are and why. I'm not pulling any punches. And Pite Duncan, you will see there, I have linked to their name. They are right now attorney in fact for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And they, Fannie and Freddie and Pite, conspired to create millions of fraudulent, forged documents like this. And the reason I know they are forged is because the names and signatures, both as the vice president of loan documentation and as the notary, these names are on known, proven, robo-signed lists of names. Look at 60 Minutes. The 20 signatures of Linda Green. This is how they forge documents. They hired, you know, dozens of people to sit around tables and just sign other people's names and stamp notary signatures on it. That's fraud. If you did it, if I did it, we'd already be in prison. They've done it millions of times and not one complaint has been filed, not one person has been charged, not one of these banksters, fraudsters is in prison. I say go after Pite Duncan. The next word, the next step is restitution. The people that have been fraud closed, there's 8 million of them in this country already, and if the banks have their way, there will be another 11 million people foreclosed fraudulently out of their homes. We need to stop that, and we need to let those people that lost their homes be able to buy again. The fact is, the banks have broken our real estate market. It's like a big game of musical chairs. When they started prying people out of the game, they stacked them over on one side. Oops, now there's too many chairs, prices fall. So now they've stacked the chairs on another side. So they've shrunk our markets. They've locked out over 9,000 families to foreclosure or short sale in Sonoma County. And those people cannot get a loan to buy a house. I don't care if they've got a good credit score, they've got cash reserves, they have a good job, they can't get a loan. I say change that. Give them a loan, because that would solve a lot of our market problem. The other side of the game, with all these chairs locked out, these homes set aside, right now the 9 Bay Area counties have over 100,000 vacant homes. So you've got the homeless, and then you've got these hundreds of thousands of vacant homes. And the banks won't list them. Fannie and Freddie have 1 million themselves in this country because they want to sell them to the hedge funds. And they want to make money for themselves. We must stop that. We need to march on Washington, D.C. We need to get rid of Demarco, the head of FHFA, who's in charge of Fannie and Freddie. And we need to stop them from selling the homes to hedge funds and sell them to the people. And the fourth word, reform. We must put the banks back in Pandora's box. We must stop them from being all a commercial bank, an investment bank, and an insurance company. Glass-Steagall was started at the Great Depression because of bank fraud, and half the homes were foreclosed. 28 states said, you just can't foreclose anymore, you gotta stop that. And the farmers who lost their farms marched on Washington and said, put these banksters in a box. And they called it Glass-Steagall. And unfortunately, both houses of Congress and Clinton signed the City Corp Relief Act in 1998 and let the banks out of the box. We must demand they go back in the box. Thank you very much. Yeah.